Hi guys. All right, so today we're just going to go over the inlingua Victoria COVID-19 safety plan. And so we've made this in order to get accepted as a designated learning institution in British Columbia, so we can start accepting international students again. So there'll be three parts to this. The first part, we will talk about the COVID-19 safety plan for inlingua Victoria. Then we will talk about how you should quarantine when you arrive here. And the third part, we will talk about the documents that you should have when you want to come to Canada to study. Okay, let's begin. So to start off, uh, as an introduction, the Provincial Health Authority of British Columbia has stated that organizations, including schools, are required to create and communicate a COVID-19 safety plan to comply with regulations in order to continue accepting students from abroad. So our COVID-19 safety plan includes risk management, reducing risk, workplace policies, communication and training, and also monitoring and assessment. So we will go over what each part of this is. So first of all, what is COVID-19? I think all of you know what COVID-19 is, but just to make sure, COVID-19 is a respiratory infection that's transmitted from person to person. The virus that causes COVID-19 spreads through droplets and from touching contaminated surfaces and then touching your face. COVID-19 can affect anyone, but certain vulnerable people are more susceptible than others. Most people will have a mild symptom and don't require outside care, but for some people it can be deadly, and we need to protect those people. So our prevention has 4 steps. The first step is environmental engineering measures. The second is administrative measures. The third is personal measures. And the fourth is personal protective equipment. And we'll go over what those are. So environmental engineering. So how we handle this at Inlingua is a daily health assessment. So students and staff must isolate. That means they must go home and not go outside if you have been in a close contact of someone who has COVID-19. And in this case, the British Columbian government will contact you and tell you that. And this is through contact tracing. So, or someone has traveled outside of Canada in the last 14 days, or they test positively for the virus that causes COVID-19. So if you come to Canada, you are required to quarantine for 14 days. But we have a plan for you, and we have places for you to stay to make your time comfortable. So another aspect is the students and the staff must take a daily health assessment using an app called bc.thrive.health. And you must take this every day, even if you don't have the symptoms. It's a very simple app. It just asks you a few questions about your health. And I will show you this app later. Third, students and staff must stay home if they have symptoms and should only come back if they have been assessed by a healthcare provider to exclude COVID-19 or their symptoms go away, right? So maybe you feel you have a stuffy nose or something. You should go home, okay, and wait. And once that goes away, after 48 hours, you can come to the school. All right. Other environmental engineering considerations are access to the school will be from one entrance only, and temperature checks will be performed on all staff and students daily directly on arrival at the school. This will usually be asking you how you feel, and also if you have taken the BC Thrive Health app questionnaire. If you have, then you can go right in. If you feel sick, then we will take your temperature, right? So after staff member, we'll ask you some questions. Also, for visitors at the school, every visitor must sign in. Face masks are also mandatory, so you must wear a mask. This is mine, right? So when we are in the school, we must wear the face mask in a common area, or also if you are in a classroom and you are close to someone, then you should wear the mask. The distance is 2 meters. If you are 2 meters apart, you don't have to wear one, but we recommend that you do. You also don't have to wear a mask if you are eating. So next, student attendance must be recorded by the teacher. And we have to give the record of attendance to the government every week. During busy times in the school, the students must wait to enter. So if there's many people there, you must wait for the number of people to go down, and then you can go in the school. There will also be signs posted around the school to help you move through the hallway. Next, we have hygiene and physical distancing habits. So first, we have our respiratory etiquette. So staff and students should cough or sneeze into their elbow sleeve or a tissue and throw away the tissue immediately and then wash their hands. So that means if you have to sneeze, right, you should sneeze into your elbow like this, or cough, right, into your elbow, or into a tissue, and then throw away and then wash your hands. Try not to touch your eyes, okay, nose or mouth if you haven't washed your hands. I wash my hands. Do not share food, drinks, utensils, or smoking devices. Shared food should be individually packaged and not on a large plate. So that means if your teacher brings food for you, the teacher will make sure everyone has a package of the food. Okay, next, what are we doing in the classrooms? So basically, physical distancing must be maintained. So try to be 2 meters away from other people. We will have masks, hand sanitizer, and soap for everyone in all the classrooms. So you can wash your hands, you can wear a mask, you can clean your table, things like that. In the washrooms, we will limit the number of people that can go in. So if there are 4 stalls in the washroom, 4 people can go in the washroom, but don't wait around in there. Computers or shared equipment must be sanitized after each use. So if you use a computer, you just clean it afterwards. Okay, next is the physical distancing. So in every classroom, there's a limit how many people can go in the classroom. And this depends on the size of the classroom. Most classrooms will allow about 5 students. Excess chairs and tables are removed, so we don't have extra chairs or tables. And also, the group activities are eliminated, okay? If they have physical contact or if you must be close together. We can still have activities, but we'll do stuff like we'll go outside and we'll look at Victoria or go to the museum or something like that. Okay, cleaning. So we are also cleaning very hard at inlingua. We have added additional cleaning of frequently touched surfaces. They must be cleaned at least twice per day by a staff member, and teachers must make sure the surface in their classroom are cleaned after each class. Staff and students must wash their hands with soap and water after cleaning the surface. Next, we have some new policies. The first policy is the stay-at-home policy. Any staff or student who has a symptom, for example, fever, cough, sore throat, or sneezing, whether or not the illness has been confirmed, must stay at home. Any student or staff member that is exposed to or live in the same household with someone who has COVID-19 or has been exposed to someone who has COVID-19 must stay at home and must contact the public health authority and contact Inlingua Victoria so we can help you. You also must isolate if you have traveled internationally. Next, we have a sick at school policy. So any student or staff who has symptoms of illness at school, even mild symptoms, must report to the COVID guard. The COVID guard is a job at Inlingua. I am the COVID guard right now. If you feel sick, you can come to me and I will give you guidance to help you and to overcome the illness or to contact the public health authority so that you can get a test or we can contact other people. So I'm happy to help you. So next we have our designated school staff. We have added responsibilities to the office staff at Inlingua. They are called the COVID-19 response team. We also have a COVID guard, who's me, who will be responsible for communicating with the government and recording daily check-ins. If you notice any problems in the school, please contact a staff member and we will fix it right away. So the COVID-19 response team is responsible for identifying the risks and hazards related to COVID-19, developing regularly all safe work procedures and practices, investigating unsafe work conditions, safety concerns, and work refusals with their employees, providing approved disinfection products, following safety and exposure control provisions outlined by this plan, reporting unsafe conditions, safety concerns, or work refusal, communicating with staff and students about the regulations, maintaining a firm anti-discrimination and anti-racism stance against COVID-19 related stigma. We want you to feel comfortable here, and we will do everything we can to do that. If you are a visitor to Inlingua, not the students, but people outside of the school, we must try to find different ways for them to visit the school. So we can do meetings on Zoom or on a call to keep their visitation to a minimum. For visitation that's over 4 hours, they must take a COVID-19 safety plan course. It's just very short, maybe 20 minutes, same as we're doing right now. Prior to meetings, visitors should be asked if they're feeling any like cold or flu stuff, and if they have a temperature, or if they've been in contact with someone who has COVID-19. The visitor also has to sign a sheet when they enter and sign out when they leave to give contact information. If the visitor answers yes to any questions like this, then their visit is canceled and they have to go home. So, in closing, remember that the safety of our school is in our hands. We must work together to make this a happy and healthy place to work and study. We must familiarize ourselves with the COVID-19 safety guide, which you can find on Inlingua Victoria's website. Also, don't hesitate to let us know if you have any concerns. We are happy to help you and we would like your stay at Inlingua Victoria to be as happy and healthy as possible. Okay, let's look at some of these online resources. So the first one we're going to look at is the COVID-19 guidelines. So if you click on this link here, it will take you to our PDF of our school's website that has to do with the COVID-19 guidelines. And you can look on here to see all of the stuff that we have implemented in the school. So let's take a look at this one. This is our COVID-19 safety plan right here. If you click on this link, it will take you to our PDF. And this will tell you about everything that I have told you, but in very great detail. So please read that if you have time. And okay, let's go back here. So next one, we're going to look at the app. So if you visit here, you can download this app. It's a self-assessment tool. It takes about 1 minute. So we would like you to do that before you come to the school in the morning. Next, we have our COVID Alert app. So the COVID Alert app is a free app that is used in Canada to perform contact tracing. So if you come close to someone who has COVID-19, then you will be notified that you have done so. And so you can tell if you need to isolate or not. And this app protects your privacy, so no one can look at where you have been or your personal information. Next, let's look over here. So this is the COVID-19 designated learning institutions, and we will be added to this list very soon, and you can check out our school on this list. And when we are approved, we are allowed to bring students into Canada. Next, let's take a look here. So this is the travel restrictions, exemptions, and advice for people who are coming to Canada. Please familiarize yourself with this website. It's very important for you to know about this before you come to Canada. Our third video will cover the detail on this, and we will try to help you come to Canada with no problems. Anyway, that's the end of our first presentation. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.